how do you quantify damages that will last throughout your lifetime, like PTSD, limiting your job prospects, or long-term effects of having a scar, limp, etc. So that's, I mean, it's hard to quantify. I don't want to really give away all my secrets on this video about how I talk to jurors about that, but I do. And, you know, I want to know what people think about that. Ultimately, how do you quantify? How does Gary quantify that? The question is, how do you quantify it? How do you, as jurors, quantify it? Because if you're, how much empathy are you going to have? How much are you going to walk in another man's shoes in a jury? Are you going to say it's not me, so I don't care? I'm not going to compensate my brother, my neighbor. That's why we have the jury system, is to hopefully have a societal judgment on the value of those things. And I tell you what my thoughts are on it, but I'm going to leave you as a juror to decide, Maya, and then or Rodney or Rosina, and some of the so some people have different views, and then jurors work it out and hash it out, and jurors get it right most of the time. I mean, you know, people talk about, you know, runaway jury verdicts or that kind of stuff, but if you talk to judges or jurors or that kind of stuff, jurors see the evidence, they get it right 99% of the time. They see through. If there's BS in a plaintiff's case, they'll see through it right away. If there's defendants to be held accountable, they will endeavor to do that. If there's damages to be valued in the future, even the intangible stuff, they will do that. Now, it can be a little bit hard, because what if you have PTSD or a scar or a limp and you don't have anybody to sue for it and you never got paid for that? Are you going to have empathy for someone who the only reason they have that is because of the needless rule violations of another? So those are things. Oh, I was going to show you. So, you know, on my driver's guide, I use these in the rules in depositions all the time. So we say, like, stopping distance. Here's what your stopping distance is. Here's how you should follow other vehicles. Here's what you should do. There's all these rules. So the rules are tips for avoiding crashes. These are the rules that drivers have to follow. Safe driving and tips for special driving conditions. You know, that's how they, you know, winter driving, you know, how, you know, the signs that say, do you know why the signs say slow down in inclement weather on bridges and overpasses? Is because the ground is warm. So if you have a roadway on the ground, it's going to keep the ice and snow water. You're going to have less ice and snow. But when you go over an overpass, the water that is accumulated there turns to ice and snow quickly, because there's no ambient earth temperature to keep it warmer. And also there's wind that goes underneath and cools those areas. So you will have, and that's in the, you know, I learned that in the driver's guide, in that book I just showed you. It's physics also. So there you go.